I am back.
Welcome back.
Because I wasn't here last week.
I know. And I forgot to introduce the fact that you weren't there, but we felt your presence keenly.
Did you not mention I wasn't there?
Yeah, it took us a little while.
I did, but it was like 10 minutes in. It was an accident.
Oh my goodness. I was
nervous.
No, I'm excited. I still haven't edited that episode, so I have not heard it yet. I'm very excited to see what the vibes were. Hopefully the listeners who are listening now have heard that episode. I'm sure Brett was great. He has an incredible podcast. Lord to Death it's a very good podcast. Go listen to that and then come back to this one where you get to hang out with me because I've missed you all and it's good to hang out. Welcome to Overthinking Games. This is a podcast about what video games can teach us. I am your usual host who was gone last week, Dempsey, and joining me are Katie. Say hi, Katie.
I'm Katie, and I'm a special education teacher, and I like video games.
Fantastic. 10 out of 10. And then Seth.
Hi, I'm Seth. I'm also a teacher, although general education. I also like video games.
Aren't you a science teacher?
That is general education.
Oh.
Yes.
I misunderstood.
This is Dempsey. He's not a teacher.
I'm not a teacher. I tried to be and failed. I am going first today.
Did not.
I am going to talk about what I have been playing first today. Because
shouldn't we introduce the topic first?
Oh, yeah, you're right. So today, the topic's in the episode title. They know what they're getting into. We're talking about escapism today. We're talking about using video games as a way to transcend your current reality, using video games as a way to enter another realm where you don't have to deal with your current problems, the good parts of that, the bad parts of that, and as much historical context as I feel like giving. So, more importantly, though, I finished Baldur's Gate 3.
Woo!
Golf clap.
I rolled credits at 3 a.m. I sent the picture in the Discord, and it was good. It was a good game.
We all cheered.
It was very good. I'm gonna do my maybe like an in-depth TikTok about it or something like that. Who knows? Maybe we'll do an episode once we get all through Act 1. And then I have started 2 games. I feel so free now. That's the thing. I finished Baldur's Gate 3, and like this burden has been lifted off of my soul.
Oh no!
I have like 250 hours of playtime in that game. That's not a single campaign. That's like playing with multiple people and things like that. But still, 250 hours. I feel so free. I feel like I can play whatever I want now. I don't think I ever want to play a turn-based game again.
Oh no! Not jumping straight into JRPGs.
No, I'm not jumping straight into JRPGs. I will play Persona 5 eventually, not anytime soon. I decided to play, oh my God, what is it called? It's so good. It's a very good game. It's not Bloodborne, but it starts with a B, Blasphemous. That's what I've been playing. I have been playing Blasphemous, which is, it's so good. It feels great to play. Like it's, I love the 15th, 16th, 14th century Spanish Catholicism vibes going on there. You get to kill a lot of pictures of Jesus, which is blasphemous as you. I don't think it actually is specifically Catholic. I think it's like its own like fantasy religion, but heavily inspired by the aesthetics of Catholicism.
It's pretty much like Catholicism if you jacked it to like 12 and like way overdid it.
Yeah. It's I like the vibes though. It's very cool.
It's great.
The combat is fast, and the map, like the wayfinding is like you feel lost, but in a good way. I think like it feels very exploratory, but then it will bring you back to points that get you situated once you explore far enough. I'm always worried that I'm going to get lost and not know where I am, and then it'll kind of situate me in a place that makes sense for me. So I have been playing Blasphemous. Blasphemous 2 came out, which is, I think there was a deal on Blasphemous because Blasphemous 2 came out. So that's fantastic. And then, so that's what I've been playing on my Steam Deck. I'm very tempted also to get the Steam Deck OLED.
Why?
Because it's an OLED screen. And it's a new thing, and it's shiny. And,
fair.
And I could get a package in the mail.
I get that. Dempsey's low on dopamine. Okay, carry on.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then on my PS5, I have been playing Alan Wake. Have either of you guys played Alan Wake?
I have played, I've not finished it, but I've played probably roughly half of it.
I've not.
I found it very scary.
So, okay, there's good parts and bad parts of this game. So I'm playing the remastered version on the PlayStation 5, which again was given to me free because Remedy wants me to buy Alan Wake 2, which if Alan Wake's good enough, I might. Who knows?
How did you get it for free?
It was part of like the 3 PlayStation games that PS5 gives you every week or every month. PS5 gives you like 3 PlayStation games. And so Alan Wake was in there. Anyways.
Cool.
Spooky vibes. I fucking hate actually playing this game. Alan, as a character, is the most sluggish character I've ever played in a video game that is centered around movement. So like the idea is that these guys with knives and scythes or whatever are coming after you, and you have to like dodge and run away while you hit them with a flashlight. But you're slower than them. And so
isn't that the point? It's like a nightmare escape. You're supposed to feel like you're running away and you can't get the fuck away.
I guess it does feel very much a nightmare, but it does not feel fun. And it's really, really, really difficult to make any distance so you can hit them with the flashlight. And also, anytime you dodge anybody, which is a big mechanic, or at least how I've been playing, that's a big mechanic, there's this like Zack Snyder, like super slow-mo thing that happens, and it really breaks the pace of any of the interactions. So you'll dodge something, but instead of just like moving out of the way, like the camera changes perspective, and it's a slow-mo moment, and then you go back, and it just, because you're already like struggling to find like the exact direction to go because you're already slower than them, and then the camera breaks its position, and it's just like it really disrupts the flow of this already sluggish gameplay. It took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize that a half pull on the flashlight is not the same as a full pull on the flashlight, and so you. And so
PS5 seems cool for that.
And so the idea is you have a flashlight, and the more light you shine on the bad guys, you have to shine like a certain amount of light on the bad guys to open them up for an attack, basically. So you have to shine your flashlight on them, and then you can shoot them. If you half press left trigger, you focus your flashlight on them, and then if you full press it, you boost it so it's even brighter, and you can like attack them sooner. But I didn't know you can boost your flashlight. And so
oh no.
It was
so taking why are they so hard?
It was taking me forever to like deal with any of them at all, and I was slow. And Alan Wake like runs 3 steps and then he stops running. No matter how dire the situation is. He will run 3 steps and then stop, and then he has no stamina. He is like anyways, so like
Zombieland had it right. Cardio.
100%. And so that is my feeling towards Alan Wake. I know it's a classic of the genre. I know a lot of people consider it like Remedy, like one of the best video game makers or whatever. I know Alan Wake 2 is very acclaimed and people say it's incredible, but I do not like playing Alan Wake 1 so far.
There's a reason I didn't finish it, you know.
Anyways, so that's what I have been playing. Seth, what have you been playing these past couple weeks?
I've been playing a few things. So I dived back into the hellhole of Blizzard Entertainment, and I was playing some Hearthstone.
Okay.
Which has been fun. I bought the season pass because I guess I like giving people money for no damn reason. And yeah, that game's fun. I hate playing it, but it's fun. So it's got that going for it.
What do you hate about it?
It's a card game. It's just like instinctively, it's like I like strategy card games. I like collectible card games. I've played a lot of Magic the Gathering. I've played a lot of Hearthstone. I played them for a little bit and I'm like, man, this sucks. I'm stuck in like gold 3 and I just hate myself. And then I queue up the next day and I'm like, I wonder if we're going to get out of it today, and we don't. And then I queue up the next day and it's rough out there. So that was fun. Aside from that, I've been playing a few different games. Let me look really quick. Slay the Spire, been grinding away at. I finally got up to Ascension 18 with the Silent, which is pretty good. Or I'm at 19, I forget. I had a couple cracked runs, which was a lot of fun. Silent's a character I'm not very good at, so like, I think I no joke went like 50 runs at Ascension 17 before I got to 18. It's rough. I had to like watch a video of like a person who actually knows how to play and be like, oh, that's how you're supposed to play Silent. And then I kind of got there. I've been grinding a lot of Balloons Tower Defense 6.
Oh, me too.
I've got a personal goal for myself. I want to get black borders on all of the beginner maps.
How do you do that?
Oh, no.
It's
You're doing the thing you said you didn't want to do.
I have gold borders.
Did you beat Chimps?
Yeah.
So you get a black border if you do a Chimps run, but you don't like save and quit out.
Oh.
Yeah. Because if you go to the home menu, it like restarts the round.
Yeah, that's how you save yourself, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't do it. You get a special black border if you do it that way. So I only have 2 more beginner maps that I need to do. I just haven't gotten around to like finishing them yet. But that was like a goal I set for myself a while ago, and I've made like a lot of progress in the past couple weeks. So I'm pretty happy to try and get that one finished up. I still have no idea how to do bosses. Like, you have to do like crazy like farming, and I'm too stupid for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Another game I've been on the grind for is a game called Noida. Have I ever talked about Noida, or do you guys know what Noida is?
I've heard of it, I think.
No.
It is how do you even describe this game in a way that makes sense? Let's see what the store page says for Noida. It is a physics difficult roguelite pixel graphics 2D game. Thank you.
Ooh, there's a lot going on there.
It's a game where it's a roguelite where you like have to build wands. So like your wand has like a number of spell slots, and you have to like slot in the spells. And like spells will like impact other spells, and the goal of the game is to just become insanely overpowered as fast as possible, and then just kind of like die to like an acid pit on accident.
Oh no.
It's great. It's a game you can easily dump an entire afternoon into and just not realize it. Like, I think a few nights ago, I got back from work and I was like, oh, I'm going to play some Noida. And then it was like 2 a.m. and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, that was about it for my games. Noida's a great game. Balloons Tower Defense is a great game. Hearthstone sucks. Slay the Spire is a great game. Katie, what have you been playing this week?
I've actually been, it's funny that we're talking about escapism this week, because I've been kind of searching through my library for something that I can dive into. I bought Balloons Tower Defense for my Steam Deck, and I didn't really like the controls on the Steam Deck. So then I discovered that I can play it on my phone through Netflix for free.
True.
And I didn't have to buy it again, and now I am a happy balloon popping girl. It's great. I love it, but I don't love... Okay, so this is a gripe. Why the hell, when I beat it on the hardest difficulty, why doesn't it fill in my medals for the middle and easy difficulties? Like, I don't want to grind all of the easy and middle difficulties so that I can have all the medals. I just want to do the hard level, because the other ones are boring.
Well, you know, they're like challenges.
It's not challenging.
Kind of.
It's more like, do you have time?
So this is how I would do that. I would see those as challenge. It is. This is you have time. But if you make it to 100, you get a free chimp. And so I would
Don't know what a chimp is.
So you know that like the extra towers you can place down for free.
Yeah.
So you get one if you get to 100. And so, and those are really
It's
easy
called
to
Insta-Monkey.
Insta-Monkey, there we go. So you get an Insta-Monkey if you get to round 100. And so for those, I just set my goal, like for the easy ones, just set my goal to make it to round 100 and getting the instant chimp.
Okay, fine. I will do that.
That's how I do it.
So because I've been grinding the black borders, usually what I do is I just start on the easy ones and like usually what I do is I just try I like put down a tower I don't usually put down, and I'll do like a cross path that I don't usually do is usually what I do, just to like mix it up. But I actually do the opposite of what Dempsey does. I just, as soon as I hit the round, I'm like, done. Because like I've been just trying to get all of the medals for a map, and when you're trying to get like 12 to 16 medals, you can't just like sit there and like try to get around 100 every time.
Yeah. I like the hard challenge better. It's way more fun because I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize like that this was going to happen on that round. And so then I'm like scrambling and it's fun.
Also, another thing that I kind of do to keep things interesting is I only do like the 3 monkeys that give you bonus, you know, like some of the maps have like the 3 monkeys that you use and you get a little bit extra cash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so then like by sticking to those, it makes you like, you know, it's a fun,
that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Fun way to go.
I think it'd be fun to do a dart monkey only.
Yeah.
I haven't done that before. That's fun. Mostly I like the magic guy. He has a wall of fire. I enjoy that. I think it's fun. I like it when there's 700 balloons and they don't make it past the first corner. Makes me feel powerful.
Wait, do we all have a favorite monkey? What's your favorite monkey?
I like the magic monkey.
Yeah, the magic monkey is your favorite. Seth, what's your favorite monkey?
That's so tough because I feel like it changes a lot. Like I'm kind of like really vibing with middle path druid these days.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to look.
This topic ends up being just about Bloons Tower Defense.
It's a surprise Balloon Tower Defense 6 episode.
Oh my god. Just edit the start and be like, nope, this week's topic is Bloons Tower Defense 6.
My favorite.
They're all so cool.
My favorite is the glue gunner. I'm a big fan of the glue gunner.
I like that one. Yeah, that one is good. Sick. I like the ice one better though.
Oh, the ice one's cool.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't think anybody likes the ice one.
I like the ice one. He's what I put down. He's like the second guy I put down every time. I like
That's
him.
Crazy.
He makes me feel safe because I have a little extra time.
I mean, probably my favorite all time is like ninjas.
The ninjas are quite cool, and they can build on each other, which is cool.
Like the amount of 402 ninjas I build is crazy.
I had to Google what the heck that meant. I was like, I keep seeing these numbers like 30 whatever, and like I was like, what does it mean? I had to look it up. The Tower Defense subreddit is absolutely useless. It's only full of memes. There's no useful information.
Oh yeah. The subreddit is crazy.
I'm like, guys, some of us want to know how to play the game. Could you stop memeing for 5 seconds and explain it to me?
When did BTD6 come out?
I don't know.
It came out in like 2018. So like these people have done nothing for the past 6 years other than just like meme around.
Yeah, it's true.
So at this point, like there's nothing new to like talk about. Everyone just like drops memes.
That's true. So yeah, I've been playing that on my phone. That's kind of my podcast game right now. Or like sometimes not audiobooks because I have to pay too much attention to where I'm placing things to follow a story, but I can listen to a podcast. I've also started Undertale.
Oh my god.
I like it a lot. But there's like parts where when you die, they're like, try again or don't if you're a quitter, basically. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, I am a quitter. I'm going to go play Bloons Tower Defense. I can't figure this out. So I'm enjoying it, but there's been parts that have been frustrating for me that I'm like, screw this. I don't want to play anymore. Which I think they're trying to make me do.
Slight spoiler alert. So you're playing Undertale. Where are you at?
Okay, I'm okay, so I left the house where the starting house, obviously, and then now I'm underground. And I went through a village, and there was like the 2 brothers, and the one brother's like, I'm gonna catch me a human. And then he's like, just kidding, we're best friends. And then he's like, don't worry, I don't want to date you. What are you wearing? And now I'm being fucking... This is where... Oh, I'm swearing a lot this episode. I apologize.
Sans and Papyrus. Those are the skeletons, right? Sans and Papyrus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Papyrus is the guy's name. So now I'm being chased by the big baddie who's like he keeps, or she rather, she keeps throwing these like spikes at me and I keep getting hit by them and I'm really frustrated. So I stopped for a while, but I am really digging it. I just haven't had
We'll have
patience.
to do. Yeah, no. If depending on how far you make it, we should do an Undertale episode. Undertale is one of my favorite games ever. I really am excited to see what you get out of it.
Okay, well, that encourages me to try again because I'm like, I don't know, my frustration tolerance is just low right now. I think it's because we're halfway through the second quarter of the school year.
Sure.
It's just draining away from me every day. But yeah, so I've been playing Undertale and that's cool. And then I also started, I've been kind of all over the place. I also started Pentiment, which is a visual novel style game, kind of in the same realm of Disco Elysium and Citizen Sleeper. Choices matter, mostly, completely, honestly, dialogue. But you play as a medieval artist who does illuminations, like for illuminated manuscripts, like the Book of Kells. And you're kind of, you're at this like, what's the place that monks go to? A monastery? You're at this monastery and you're surrounded by these old monks and you're learning as you're going through, you're learning how like illumination is becoming less of a church thing and more of a commercial thing. And the printing press is starting to, like, books are starting to become printed. And I don't think there's a printing press. We're well before that. I'm not sure what year it's in, but it's really interesting. And the thing that I think is super interesting is that all of the dialogue is written like a script. And as you're playing, you'll notice that like vowels will be switched or a letter will be backwards. And then as you're watching, it'll quickly like get erased and fixed. So it's really interesting because I think that's trying to portray like dyslexia. I'm not far enough yet to know if my guess is right, but as a reading teacher who teaches mostly students with dyslexia, I find it really fascinating and I'm excited to see like where it goes because it's so prominent that it's obviously an important part of the narrative. We just don't know why yet, is my guess. So I'm excited for that. So those are my two brain games, and my brainless game that I started over Thanksgiving break is Horizon Forbidden West. And I'm playing that on my PlayStation 4, and it's so good. I'm really enjoying it. It's like, we talk about escapism, that's what that game is. Like, you get to go and fight robot dinosaurs, you get to be this badass girl who can climb and jump and fight, and like tell people to knock it off, and they do. It's it's been really fun. So I feel like it's not quite as gripping as the first one was with narrative, but I'm super invested. I want to know what happens. I'm in it for the ride. I want to see what happens, and it's been fun to kind of see the different dinosaurs. And what's cool about it too is that they don't start you off. Sometimes, when you go into a sequel of a game and you're like, oh, you have to learn how to do all of the abilities again and stuff because they didn't think about how they're going to progress. In this one, she keeps all of the abilities that you learned in the previous game, and now you're leveling up in different ways. It's really interesting. It's fun to start out as a badass. So it's been pretty cool.
I got halfway through that game and then Elden Ring came out. So
oh, see, I wondered why the heck they released those two games so close together. At the time, I wondered. That was insane to me.
Bad idea.
It was really poor marketing decision. I think it would have had a lot more success if they hadn't done that.
Yeah.
Did you like it though, Dempsey?
I do like those games. I think it's really satisfying to shoot off their armor. My favorite arrow is like the one that has a little, it doesn't do damage, but it does a little sonic boom to like blow off whatever armor you shoot at it.
Oh yeah, tear damage. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that's like
I do too.
One of my favorite mechanics. It's also like just shooting a bow is very fun, and the PS5 has a fun like it drains your battery super fast, but it has fun like variable resistance for her bow.
Oh, fun!
And
so when we were talking in the chat and you were like, "What do you like about it?" I thought, "Oh, he must hate it."
No,
when you asked that question, I was like, "He must not like it."
No. I think I really liked Zero Dawn.
Zero
And
Dawn.
then,
Yeah.
yeah. And it is like, it is a little bit mindless. It's not as obnoxiously mindless as like a Far Cry. I think there still
Correct.
is more
Yeah.
things to do. It's more interesting than like a Ubisoft open world game. Yeah, I think it's like a better version of those games. I think it's great.
Yeah, I like that it gives you. I like that they have an explorer mode, and they also have a guided mode, and they have it for quest points, and they have it for map finding. And I like that I can keep the map part on guided, where it tells me exactly where to go when I look at the map, but I can have it on explorer mode when I'm in the world, and so then I can still explore. But if I get lost, I can look and see where I'm at, and that helps me a lot because games like really open world games are too broad for me, and I just get overwhelmed. So I really like having, okay, I'm going to go to this quest point and this is how I get there, or I can just run around and find my own way. So I like that they have those features. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, so that's pretty much. I've been playing a lot of games, y'all, but that's pretty much it. I just started one more thing. I just started Talos Principle because I was like, Pentiment really good and I want to play it, but it was kind of making me sleepy because it is literally just reading. So, I'm going to try out the Talos Principle. The Gamer's Drink, Josh from the Gamer's Drink, started streaming Detroit Become Human last night, and I jumped into his stream for a couple of minutes, and as soon as that game goes on sale, I'm buying it and playing the heck out of it because it looks amazing. It looks like everything that I love in games. So I don't know why I don't already own it, but it's like my backlog's just getting too big, y'all.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I know. All right. To our topic, please.
Okay. So I'm gonna give a little bit of background. I'm not gonna give too many personal details away, but I think I think given a little bit of my recent life situation might shed some light on how I connect with video game escapism. So I recently had kind of a complicated family situation arise, and my mom stayed up with me. My mom's from another state. She stayed at my house for 10 days. One thing about family emergencies is, as stressful and scary as they are, sometimes they are just boring. And you just kind of sit around and wait for more information about what's going to happen next. And that was kind of a lot of our Thanksgiving break and kind of our Thanksgiving week. The holiday made things run a lot slower than they usually would. Some things make your life kind of come to a halt. You want to do something, but it's out of your hands and in the hands of experts now. And like, you just kind of wait by the phone and keep your schedule free in case you got to do stuff. That was kind of my life. And, so my mom's staying with me, but so she was staying with me for about 10 days. And my mom and me really love Fire Emblem a lot growing up. So I was like, I bet she would like Baldur's Gate, because Baldur's Gate is, you know, it has like this similar turn-based combat and this strategy and things like that. And my mom fucking loves Baldur's Gate 3.
Yay!
And so we ended up playing like an absurd amount of Baldur's Gate 3 in co-op, and it helped us pass the time. It helped us like feel like I think this is like things that I want to talk about more, but like sometimes you just need to pass time and there's not really much else to do, you know, at certain parts of life. And that was definitely like, I couldn't work really because I just wasn't in the headspace to do good work. It was also like the holiday. Playing Baldur's Gate with my mom for a couple days was just a really good way to pass the time. It also gave us a sense of like completion, and like there was like little goals that we could look forward to and things that we could do to like accomplish those goals. In real life, obviously, it's healthy to have goals, but a lot of times those goals are like long term or kind of out of your hands, or like things that you don't reach immediate over just the course of life. It's nice for video games to, you know, give you like a goal that you know you can accomplish, and there's like specific things you can do to reach that, and you know that if you do it right, you can, you know, it's less arbitrary than real life. I think can help structure life sometimes. And then for me and my mom, it was a way for us to feel like we were doing something together without having to like focus on the very stressful situation in front of us together. And so that was really nice because we could be thoughtful and we could talk about the story and we can strategize together, and like all this brain power and anxiety can be funneled somewhere, which like we can, put it to use without having to mull over like the same stressful facts of our lives over and over and over again. And so for all those reasons, I thought Baldur's Gate 3 was like a great tool to use over the course of this very complicated time in my life. And so it made me want to talk about escapism, because for me, this was a very concentrated time in my life where I appreciated the opportunity to escape, and video games were a really good mechanism for both entertainment, but also like it was good puzzle solving. It was good camaraderie and communication with my mom. It kind of solved a lot of those needs that I had. But like in the rest of life, I think the escapist part of video games is a big allure to video games, obviously. Yeah, I guess I talked for quite a bit. If you guys want to talk just about if you guys feel like you use video games as escapism, or if you feel like you try not to see it that way, or however, what your relationship with, that topic is.
I think for me, when I was a kid, or a teenager rather, more so, I could really sink into a game, and it would be pretty much like all consuming to a degree in a way that I don't really experience very much anymore. I think because of just being a grown up and having responsibilities and anxieties and other people that you have to give your time to, or that you want to give your time to. I feel like a lot of the time I don't feel like I should go into a game for escapism. Like I feel like I'm neglecting something if I do that, even if I'm not. It's harder for me to be in the moment that way, the way that I used to when I was younger. But I think for me, when we were in like the first year of COVID, I started playing Warzone. And for me, that was a huge escapism like I hadn't had since I was in high school, because I was playing with my mom, and I played with my husband online sometimes. That was how we stayed in touch while he was in Ireland and I was here during the pandemic. And it was how I stayed in touch with a friend that lived far away as well. And in that time, it was like definitely an escapism for me that like the world was going insane. You couldn't leave your house. There was nothing to do. And this was like a way to be with friends and to get really immersed into that experience of it was like really high dopamine, which I think is part of it. Like when you can really escape, you get that, like when you get really into it, you start to really get that dopamine hit, I think, because you're not worrying about other things. But yeah, so that was, I think Warzone was the last game that I played, that I think I really used as escapism, because life was just so crazy at the time. But nowadays, I find myself looking for that, actually. It's funny that you brought this up, because it's what I've been looking for. And Seth and I had a little conversation before we recorded about escapism versus immersion. And I think what I'm looking for more so is that immersion, which is like an intentional mental practice to put those other things aside so that I could really be focused and only thinking about what I'm doing. But I think that immersion and escapism can be kind of in the same spectrum. What do you think, Seth? You said you don't like to use escapism that much.
Yeah, the conversation I had with Katie beforehand was sort of like, I don't really feel like games are escapist for me in the same way. Like, I like playing games and I play a lot of games, but I wouldn't necessarily identify it as like I'm playing games to distract me from other sort of issues. I'm a pretty like take my issues heads on kind of guy. But I also I'm pretty low on like I'm not a big escapist kind of guy in the first place. Like a lot of people use either like games or like music as escapism and stuff. And like I don't listen to a lot of music, especially for me like and this is crazy talk every time people hear me say this, but like I don't usually like listen to music and stuff when I'm in the car. Like, I'll just go on like a 45-minute car ride and just do it in like complete silence.
That's psychopathic.
Sicko behavior.
We should talk to your girlfriend.
But no, like, you know, no, I don't put music on when she's in the car. I force her to talk to me the entire time. We actually just did like a 40-minute road trip the other day and totally didn't even occur to me to put anything on. Anyway. So, but like I use a lot of that like car time to like work through my problems. And I feel it's like healthy because I actually like take time and I like don't escape from my problems.
Okay, I have a question though. So when you say that you smarty.
Yeah, I'm better than all of you, by the way.
Yeah, we know. It's fine. We're aware. When you said that you were playing, what did you say you played until 2 a.m. on accident?
I was playing Noida, yeah.
Noida. So what do you call that?
That's definitely just like immersion and getting lost in a game. That's
okay.
But this is another conversation we had with Katie earlier. I had with Katie earlier, where to me, like escapism and immersion are like two very different things. Like immersion to me, like really getting into a game is typically because like I really like what the game's going for. Like the story is captivating, the gameplay mechanics are captivating, but I'm not doing it to like escape from something. I'm doing it because it's immersive and cool. That's where like that separation is for me. But like I can respect running those ideas together, and I can see how they're connected. It's just not for me.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Dempsey? How connected are immersion and escapism in your mind?
So,
because I thought they were the same thing until I talked to Seth, and then I was like, "Oh, hang on a second."
I think I definitely am not one to like. This is weird therapy. Like I think I do try to deal with my problems head on, but I will fixate on them. Like, even if they're already solved, or even if there's nothing I can do, or even if, like, they're illogical.
Kind of perseverate.
Yeah. Like, I definitely have anxieties that I will fixate on. And so I think for me, escapism as a way to, like, replace those anxieties cognitively, because if I keep thinking about my real life all the time, like, you know, there's just a certain amount of, like, there's only so much you could do at some point. And yeah, and I think like I have a constant anxiety monologue. Like I'm always thinking, like I'm just so like immersion for me has always been tied to escapism.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I got an OLED TV recently, and I brought a friend over to watch Avatar 2, and I do not like Avatar 2 for the plot. I do not like Avatar 2 because I feel like it engages me intellectually. The reason why I had my friend watch Avatar 2 with me is because like that movie is so immersive, it becomes escapist. And so like for me, like I think immersion and escapism definitely can be separate ideas and are separate ideas, but I experience immersion mostly for the purpose of escaping, whether it's playing a game, whether it's watching Lord of the Rings, whether it's listening to an audiobook while I do dishes and I'm in love with the audiobook. And, you know, that's like, and it's such an immersive experience. I remember this is a very strange thing to say. I remember when I was like 20 in college and I was playing D&D and my DM was so good. Afterwards, I kept on fixating on the fact that I know we didn't logically like fight like a dragon, but like for those 2 hours, it felt like I was fighting a fucking dragon.
That's
like,
awesome.
And like I was so immersed in that, you know, theater of the mind and like the cooperative storytelling. And like D&D in college was definitely for me to stop thinking about my grades and stop thinking about this assignment that like it's like there's nothing more I can do, but I know I'm going to fixate on it. And so I think immersion and escapism definitely are two different things, but I almost always want escapism, you know, like that's the purpose of immersion for me.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up about like anxiety and like replacing cognitive sort of like intrusive thoughts and that sort of thing. Because when I was thinking about this earlier, I was thinking about how I think with immersion, what I'm looking for is that mindfulness of being like truly in the moment, truly giving my entire attention to something, because I find that I struggle with obviously like my phone, like, and wanting to be like, I'll be in a conversation with somebody and I'll start looking at my phone while they're talking to me. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Like, it's so habitual to have that split attention all the time that a lot of the times I struggle, even with playing games, to really like put myself in that mindful space where I'm putting all of my attention into something and not kind of getting distracted with Reddit or TikTok or whatever. And so I'm looking for those experiences that make me so immersed that I'm able to get into that like escapist point and forget that there are other things that are like nipping at me for attention.
Sure. So Seth, do you find, as someone who does, I don't know, like, why else be immersed?
I feel like he's a weirdo.
I am interested, like, well, like, what other reason is there?
Because it's good to feel like, because I feel like it makes a more like holistic game experience. Like Katie made the point of like, the part of what I feel like goes with immersion is the sort of like flow state and
okay, yeah,
like feeling, and I think sort of what you said about D&D, like the immersion for me is like feeling like I'm there, like, or like I'm so immersed in a game, it's all I feel like focusing on. And like I don't know, I just like getting in the flow state for things. Like,
sure.
To me, like that feels really good. It's like being, and I think you kind of like know when you're there too, even if you're not like consciously recognizing it. Once you're in that flow state, you're like, damn, this feels good. Like, I'm playing this game, I'm doing a good job, like I'm doing stuff I can't usually do.
Mm-hmm. I think
like, it's cool stuff.
It feels good to be wholly focused on something. And we do it so seldom now that I think it's almost, even though like video games are more like screen time and more stimulation and stuff, I think it's almost a meditation situation because you are focusing on one thing, only on what you're doing, and not the other 10,000 things. Which I think our brains like. It likes to be, as much as it craves, stimulation and input and all those things to our own detriment. I think that it's kind of a healthy thing to take that time to be solely focused. And I think that could be with video games. It could be with reading. It could be with art. Anything that you're doing where you are like funneling all of that energy and attention into one outlet feels really good.
Yeah, I think that's like a very high compliment to pay something. Is like you forget about your phone while you are experiencing that, whether that's reading or whether that's doing anything. If you can like not check your phone for the duration of that, or on the opposite end, like if you are bored and want to check your phone while you're experiencing something, that's like that's often like a criticism of it. Like if you're like a very long movie and you're like, I want this to be over, so so I think of other things. But yeah, I think as a country, we really started to think about it during the Great Depression. During the Great Depression, movies were intentionally made to not be depressing, and there was a lot of like, they were also aware of that at the time. Like there was a lot of like criticism written about the fact that no one wanted to make depressing films. They felt like it would be insulting to make depressive films. They felt like it'd be selfish to make depressive films. Film was like to remove people from, their current circumstances. When you are like stressed and like, or anxious about something, do you feel like more likely to want to play video games? Or do you feel like you mostly enjoy video games when you are like at peace and do not have other things weighing on your mind?
More so when I'm stressed. Like when I'm really feeling drained, like my favorite thing is to go up to my bed, put on my Christmas lights, turn off the light, and play on my Switch or my Steam Deck in the dark alone. And I think it's almost it's like a stimulus limiting situation for me. I'm like, I want to be in my little cocoon and focus all of my mental energy on a game and not on whatever, like even if it wasn't like a terrible day, like today was for me, very stressful and draining, even though it was a fine day, there was just like a lot of balls in the air, that when I came home, I felt very like mentally and emotionally drained. And that was a way that I could channel my energy that didn't cost me anything. I'm not going to play a depressing game when I'm sad, that's for sure.
What about you, Seth? Do you stress game, or do you feel like you can enjoy a game mostly like when you have the rest of the rest of your life in order?
If I'm first of all, I never have my life in order. But if I'm too stressed, it's like too difficult to even play games. Like if I'm like too stressed, like I'm going back home, I'm lying in my bed and like I'm just watching YouTube. Like the minimum amount of effort for like the maximum amount of dopamine. Because like why do it any other way? But like I think there is a level where if I'm like somewhere in the middle ground, I'm definitely like I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna play games with like full knowledge I should be doing other stuff. But that's somewhere along more of the lines of like procrastination for me.
Sure.
Less than like escapism. It's just like I know I should be doing other stuff, but like what if I just like played Noida all afternoon? Like I definitely have a quiz I'm supposed to be coming up with tomorrow, but like what if I just played Noida after we're done doing the
Are you able
podcast?
to achieve that flow state when you know that you're putting something else off? So I feel like I don't.
I think it depends on the day.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's like it depends how much of a bother it is. It's like, hey, I should have responded to these parent emails like a week ago. Like, oh yeah, we're getting deep in the flow state. But it's like I'm like multiple weeks behind on grading and I'm like playing a game. I'm like, I should be grading. And then like I die and I'm like, I should be grading. And then like I hit new run and I'm like, I should be grading. So yeah, I think that definitely knocks it out of the flow state a bit when you're like, nah, I really shouldn't be doing this right now.
What about you, Dempsey?
I got other things on the mind.
How does it go for you?
I am very happy to work a job that I do not take work home. And I am also single. And so I don't really have a lot of other responsibilities that follow me to my house. Even like in the ways that I volunteer and like do other things with my life. A lot of times those things happen outside of my house where I would not be playing video games anyways. And so if I am at home normally, I don't have that many other responsibilities to stress me out. Like I guess like housework and stuff like that. But I'm not a very tidy person anyways, so I don't think that would be a factor.
We hear the roommates shouting from the background.
Yeah. I definitely think that I like if the combination for me to really get into video games, either like everything's good and I've completed all my tasks and I feel at rest and it's a great way to like reward myself and wind down. I'm a big fan of that. And that's like almost instant flow state. And I want to pick games where I know I'm going to be immersed immediately. Like today, for example, I worked and then I've had a volunteer commitment that I do. And then now I'm recording this. And so this day, like Thursdays are always very long. So I am going to relish playing Blasphemous after this. I'm so excited for that. Or if things are stressful and there's nothing that I can do about them. I do think as an adult, there are a lot of stressful things that you just can't easily solve, with a 10-minute task. That's also where I like, okay, like I just want to escape this, not think about it. But if there is like tasks that I know I have to do that I could do, it will pick at my brain so hard. If I am playing,
so you don't even
games. Have
fun.
No, I'm not even having fun. Video games it's very difficult for me to procrastinate with video games. There are other things I can do to procrastinate, like wash my dishes, and I clean when I'm trying to procrastinate.
Positive procrastinating.
Yeah,
sort of
it's
thing.
my favorite thing is like using something else you were procrastinating on to procrastinate on like another task you really hate doing. You're like, I really didn't want to do my dishes, but like, I also really don't want to grade, and I'd rather do dishes than grade.
Yeah, or like seeing friends. I will use friends for that. I'll be like, I have this thing I have to do, but if I spend the evening with my friend, like I'm like developing that friendship, and that's good. So I'm not going to do this other thing.
There you go. To circle back to what you were saying about how, like, in the Depression, they didn't make depressing movies. Do you guys think that games nowadays are aiming more for escapism or introspection of, like, the world?
I think there is not a lot of games that are critical of the world. I think there might be games with like light social commentary, but most people want like a Star Wars level of social commentary in their games rather than like a Disco Elysium level of social commentary in their games.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I think I find myself engaging almost entirely with the Disco Elysium side of games, more so. Like, the games that I tend to really like playing are more on that bent, which is why I was wondering, because I was like, I feel like most games really, like most narrative games really have something to say. And maybe it's just most narrative games that I'm playing. But like, I feel like it's so many options now for games that have something to say that sometimes I find myself looking at my library and I'm like, I am not emotionally prepared to play that one or that one or that one. Like, so I play Bloons Tower Defense.
That's good. Yeah, no. I think if you look at like successful games, like Game of the Year contenders, I think all of them lean pretty hard to pure escapism. Like Spider-Man 2, Tears of the Kingdom, Starfield, Baldur's Gate 3. Like there's not a lot of heavy hitting social commentary in any of those games.
Last year, what did we have? Hang on. This isn't last year, Time Vortex. When was The Last of Us 2 out?
2020.
Holy shit. So I feel like that game certainly had something to say, and didn't it win Game of the Year?
Maybe. Yeah. I feel like
it did. So I mean, this is my brain. I thought that was last year, but it's fine.
I also feel like that game stands out because of that. Like I feel like
True.
I feel like I mean more than the first game, definitely, and also more than like its peers. Like God of War does not have that kind of social commentary, and that's like a very thoughtful game, but you're getting
like
dragons.
I played Citizen Sleeper, and I was like, oh man, capitalism's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I got to the end of it. And same with Disco Elysium. I'm like, oh my God, I hate institutions.
Oh my goodness. Katie's video games are turning her into a cynic.
I know.
But no, I definitely think that's on the, like, I don't know. I guess I don't play Call of Duty. I don't think Call of Duty is very like, has a, I don't know. I have no idea.
No, they're like, we're good. America, good guys. That's what it is.
Is it?
Kind of.
That's good. That's what I would want if I put in a Call of Duty game.
Sometimes we do bad things for the good of all, situation. Gosh.
Is there a certain like genre that you really get immersed in very fast? And like that could be like a gameplay genre or like an aesthetic genre. I like mythology and like fantasy stuff, and I think for a lot of people that's the case. But like that is where I go to feel completely immersed. It doesn't even have to be that great if it's like fantastical.
I think for me, it's choices matter RPGs, like action RPGs. So like Mass Effect, like BioWare games for sure, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, those games, because it's enough reading. There's enough dialogue and like story beats, but then also I get to run around and do fights. And so that really, and like level stuff up. I like when I can level up stats. I like to see numbers and bars go up, which is part of what I really, really love about, I loved Horizon Zero Dawn leveling system so much that in my bullet journal, I made my own skill tree for like different areas of my life for like fitness and school and like self-fulfillment or whatever. I don't remember. This was a couple years ago, many years ago. But yeah, I like drew the symbols. I made a skill tree. And then I would like, when I would hit my habits, I would fill in parts of my skill tree. Like I love a bars go up kind of game. Like I like to unlock things. It makes me happy.
You know what they say, bigger number, better person.
That's right.
What about you, Seth? What's like a game genre that you find yourself like instantly kind of getting into that flow state, immersed?
I think it's the same kind of stuff. Like fantasy's always been my thing. Sci-fi is my thing. Like good like sci-fi fantasy, I can always just kind of like sit down and like knock out. For me, actually, like I hit really good flow state on just like reading actual books. Like I can sit down with like a fantasy book and like crank it out. That phrase. And you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've been on Wattpad. I know. Anyways.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, so
there's a lot of sexy fanfics
is
on
that
Wattpad.
Anyway. So yeah, so like I can really get through some like sci-fi and fantasy. But I mean, I think just any sort of like game specifically, or like game genre that I'm comfortable with is mostly like roguelites, right? Like I can, even like most roguelites I haven't played before, I sort of get the genre enough that I can just sit down and play and have a good time. So, and like, I don't think it's any surprise that when I look up like roguelites on Steam, like I own all of them and have like played many hours of them. So
I really thought you were going to say FromSoft games. I thought that was going to be your answer.
I thought it was going to be card games.
I like card games. I mean, obviously I love FromSoft games. But like I haven't played any FromSoft game recently. Mainly because I'm just waiting for the Elden Ring DLC to come out, which like, by God, where the hell is it?
Didn't you play Armored Core recently?
Yeah, I didn't finish Armored Core. It's
okay.
Like, it's not Elden Ring, which is like, gives it a lot of negative points.
What's that? Victims of their own success?
Yeah, like Elden Ring is just so damn good. And like Armored Core was good, but it didn't hit the same for me. Like it's a very different game from the Souls games. And still in like a good way, I just didn't finish it. I really should go back and like play it, but that means I have to like boot up my PS5 and I'm too lazy for that. It's in the other room.
So okay, so I have one last question.
Yeah.
And then we can
But what's your genre?
Oh, I started. I said like just like fantasy. Just like
fantasy. Okay, that's
I'm
right.
a real sucker for fantastical things, which is very funny because although that's my favorite genre to be immersed in, that might not be my favorite genre of video games to play, which is very strange. Because I think my favorite genre of video games to play is like short art indie ones, like Florence. But I don't feel the same level of like immersion in Florence as I do Baldur's Gate 3. Like Florence for me is not an escapist thing, or like The Beginner's Guide, or What Remains of Edith, or like whatever, like those. I think those would be like my favorite games, but I would not consider those immersive experiences, if that makes any sense.
Is that because they take too much brain like to interface with? Like too much active attention? Like
and they also connect with my personal life in ways that just takes energy. Just like and it brings it, like Florence is literally about an artist in a relationship that's failing, and then processes her loss through making art, which like is me.
Too
Like
many
that,
parallels. Yeah.
that's me. And so like, what remains of Edith Finch is a lot about like family curses and things like you feel like, and like there's a lot of that I feel that I connect to as well. And so like, but I am definitely thinking about my own life, and I'm thinking about how my life connects with the game, which is not something I do when I play Baldur's Gate or when I play Skyrim or when I play Horizon. I'm not thinking how I see myself reflect in Aloy. Aloy is a power fantasy that's fun to explore.
I think about how I see myself in Aloy. I'm like, oh, I could be like Aloy if I learned how to do pull-ups in the gym. Practice climbing. I started training, like going to the gym and stuff because of Tomb Raider. Back in the day, like the Tomb Raider reboot, I was like, Lara Croft needs to be able to do a pull-up to save her life. I need to be able to do a pull-up. Enter Katie in her CrossFit phase. Like that was a whole thing for like 3 years.
Okay, so my last question, what are ways that you see yourself like using either escapism or video game procrastination or things, and like you look out for the warning signs? Is like, oh, maybe like I want to play video games because it's an easy thing to do right now, but that's not the most useful thing for me right now. Or like I want to escape, but maybe that's not the most escape, because I think there's definitely a negative.
You guys have
side.
self-control?
I think when I notice that, my mood is starting to go down, like if I'm playing too much, I start to get crabby, and we have a term for it. It's video game brain. Since childhood, we've known this, and so you grow up as a gamer in a gaming household. We've all gotten video game brain now and again, and it's like when you start to get like too short-tempered and crabby, you're like, I need to step away. It's time for a break. Let's go back to the real world. Or if I know that choosing to play is not going to make, like, I know that I'm not going to have fun because I know that I need to work on the last assignment of my master's class that's due this week. It's fine.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Seth, do you have?
If I know I'm not going to have fun, no.
Do you have like things that you look for when you try to use video games as like too excessive or things like that?
I'm going to say no, with the caveat that it's something I'm currently working on in my life. Is like I like working on doing like adult things, like setting schedules for myself, and like, hey, like Wednesday is laundry day is like something I'm like mid process of right now. And like definitely like I just want to go home and like play video games for the next like 6 hours and then like go to sleep and go to work. Is something I know is bad, but I have like bad self-control with that kind of stuff. So like I'm working on that right now. So that's my come back to me in like 6 months. And the answer probably won't have changed, but like maybe it will have.
Sure.
That's how it be sometimes.
Fair. How about you, Dempsey?
I think I have been thinking about this, and I think there's a couple things. So like me with my mom, I was less likely to do that because I just wanted to be around my mom. And so even if we were playing for really extended periods of time, when there's a reason that I'm playing video games, I'm really forgiving about it. I do give myself some unhealthy video game time where I know I should be doing something else, and I know this is not good for me, but I'm like, I haven't done this in a while though, and it's going to be okay to shut off my brain. But if I feel like other parts of my life I have also been compromising a lot on, and I want to go to video games to like get away from that. So like, for example, when I get stressed, I really crave unhealthy food, and I just want fast food on my way home from work. Like if I am stressed, and if I have been eating a lot of fast food recently, I will be like, you know what? The time I would be playing video games, let me like make a more thoughtful meal for myself instead of video gaming.
Here you
or
go.
like if I have like if I think about it, I'm like, I haven't like ridden my bike or done like active things for a while, and I think that's because I just want the dopamine of this real quick, and then I will be more intentional. So like if I notice that other areas of my life are slipping, and I tend towards video games when those other areas of my life are slipping, that's when I'll kind of be like, okay, maybe I need to be more thoughtful about how I'm spending my time. That's kind of like the red flag
We're so
that I look
adult.
for. Yeah.
We're such adults. This is incredible. Wow.
Anyways, so that's time. If you have any thoughts on this topic about video games as escapism, if there's games that you really like to immerse yourself in and escape into, let us know. If you have any thoughts on dealing with playing too much video games, or video games being too easy of an answer to kind of fall into sometimes, let us hear about your thoughts on that. We have emails in the show notes. That's how you can get a hold of us. Follow us on TikTok. Eventually our TikTok will get more TikToks. It's not dead. It's just hibernating.
I have a script. I just haven't recorded it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, what else do we say, Katie?
Thanks for listening to Overthinking Podcast, a podcast about video games can teach us. You can catch us next week when we talk about whatever we're talking about. Like Dempsey said, send us an email. It's in the show notes. Find us on TikTok. Find us wherever you find your podcasts, and we will find you next time.
Wait.
No,
We will find you. You better watch.
Tell a
That's
friend.
it for now.
Hold on. We gotta tell a friend. That's something that other podcasts.
Tell a friend. Leave a review. You could leave a review. It would actually be so helpful.
You could leave a review. Oh my God. Next time we have a listener email to read. We had a listener email and we did not read it this time. I know.
So sorry.
If you are listening to this, I know who you are. I know that you sent it in. We will get to it next time.
This is getting scarier. We know who you are, but we won't find you, I promise. Okay.
Bye. That's unhinged. Bye.
Bye. Call your grandma.